Today we are going to take chapter 1 rational numbers of class 8. Now we are going Now we will learn what are whole numbers. Here you can see the equation x plus 12 is equal to 12. Now I replaced x with 0 in the yellow ball. 0 plus 12 is equal to 12 in the green ball. So yellow and green ball are balanced. The new number 0 is introduced in this slide. And this 0, as you can see from the arrow, it is a whole number. Now in this slide you can see two numbers, 0 plus 12 is equal to 0. So the equation is balanced on left and right side by introducing 0 in the yellow ball. Now what is this 0? It is a whole number. So all whole start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. whole numbers. In the previous slide you saw the numbers starting from 1. In this slide you are seeing the numbers which start from 0 are whole numbers. Now we will take another example, 2x plus 3. Again we have set yellow and green balls on the left and right side respectively. 2 is set on the yellow ball and 3 will be set on the green ball. We are going to find the value of x. So 2 into x is equal to 3. Now what will be the value of x? X is equal to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is a fraction. Now you replace x by 3 by 2. Then what you get? 2 into 3 by 2. 2 and 2 will get cut. What will remain? 3. So the equation will get balanced. X will be 3 and in the green ball also you are having 3. It means a fraction is of the form 3 by 2. Our x is now having a new value. A new value is 3 by 2. In the first slide, you saw the x value was a natural number. In the second slide, you saw the value of x was 0. And in this slide, you are seeing that the value of x is a fraction in the form of numerator and denominator. So a fraction is any number where a upon b, where a and b both are whole numbers. Here you can see 3 and 2 are whole numbers. It means they start from 0, any number you can take. Any number starting from 0. But mind well, b should not be 0. It means the denominator you should not have any 0. Otherwise it won't be a fraction. You cannot put 0 in the denominator. I am here with a new example, 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. As usual, I have set the two balls, yellow and green, on the either side of the balance. They will balance each other. In the yellow ball, we are fixing the number 5. We'll multiply it by x. First part is that 7 is taken on the right side. So it will become minus 7, which is fixed in the green ball. And now we are going to balance 5 and minus 7. How? We'll get a value of x for which 5 into x will be minus 7. That value of x is equal to minus 7 by 5. Now you replace x with minus 7 by 5. What you get? 5 will get cut. So x is equal to minus 7. So minus 7 and minus 7 in the green ball will get balanced. So you see that minus 7 by 5 is a rational number as denoted by the arrow. Now, how is this number different from the previous slide? In previous slide, we got x is equal to 3 by 2, where there was no negative sign in the numerator or denominator. Here you are seeing a negative sign in the numerator. When there is a negative sign, it means it is an integer. So, rational numbers have integers in their values. Either the numerator is a negative integer or the denominator is a negative integer, or both of them can be also positive integers. But if there is a negative integer, then it cannot be fraction, it has to be a rational number. A rational number is a number which is in the form p by q, where both p and q are integers. What means integers? They can be also negative numbers. Integers means they are positive also and negative also, both positive and negative. But fractions are never negative. So in the previous slide, you saw x is equal to 3 by 2 where there was no negative number. Here you are seeing a negative number minus 7, which is an integer, and hence it is a rational number. Now we are going to see the properties of rational number. The first property will be the closure property. In closure property, we are going to take addition. As you can see, 3 by 8 is encircled and minus 5 by 7 is also encircled. 3 by 8 is a rational number, minus 5 by 8. 7 is a rational number. When we add these two rational numbers, we get minus 19 by 56, which is again encircled, is all rational number. So when we take the sum of two rational numbers, we get a rational number. See, from this end circle, 3 by 8 is a rational number, minus 5 by 7 is the rational number. We have added them, and in red we are getting minus 19 by 56 is the rational number. So, rational numbers are closed under addition. The closure property works in addition. Like in place of A, we have taken 3 by 8. In place of B, we have taken minus 5 by 7. When we add them, we get minus 19 by 56, which is in general A plus B. And A plus B is also a rational number. Now we are going to take an example where we will use the operation of subtraction on the two rational numbers and see whether it is closed under subtraction. Here is an example where the first rational number is minus 5 by 7 and the second rational number is 2 by 3. We are going to operate subtraction in between them. As you can see, we have taken LCM and the result is minus 29 by 21, which is in red. Now it is also a rational number. So what does the closure property say? That when we perform any operation, the answer should be a rational number. So here you can see minus 5 by 7 minus 2 by 3 is equal to minus 29 by 21, which is a rational number. So we find that subtraction of two rational numbers is a rational number. If it happens that it is said that the operation is closed, the rational number is closed under this operation. We say that rational numbers are closed under subtraction. Especially you understand that rational numbers are closed under subtraction. Now in general, if A is taken in place of minus 5 by 7 and B is taken in place of 2 by 3, then A minus B, when we operate these two rational numbers with subtraction, we get a rational number. Minus 29 by 21 is replaced by A minus B. So A minus B is also a rational number. This is the general rule. In this slide, we will see another example of closure in which we are using the operation of multiplication. Now we have multiplied one rational number with another rational number. As you can see, minus 5 by 7 is a rational number multiplied by 2 by 3. And the product is minus 10 by 21. We find that the product of two rational numbers is again a rational number. So you can see that when we are multiplying minus 5 by 7 into 2 by 3, we are getting minus 10 by 21. So we can say that rational numbers are closed under multiplication. So the closure property works for the operation multiplication. So the rational numbers are closed under multiplication. In general, if we take two rational numbers A and B, what is A? In our example, it is minus 5 by 7. What is B of our example? 2 by 3. The product A into B. What is the answer of the product A into B in our example? Minus 10 by 21. So, A into B is also a rational number. This shows that rational numbers are closed under multiply. Now we are going to see the last operation, division, and we are going to see whether the closure property works on operation division. Here is an example where I have taken the first rational number is minus 5 by 7. I have divided it by 2 by 3. And when we divided the second rational number, you must understand that we have to take its reciprocal. So I multiplied it and took the reciprocal of the second rational number. The reciprocal is 3 by 2 and my result is minus 15 by 14. You can see that under the operation division, that when we divide a rational number by rational number, we get again a rational number. But now in the second example, you are saying there is a peculiar case where I have divided the first rational number by 0 upon 3. And I am taking its reciprocal, I get 3 upon 0. So the result is minus 15 upon 0. Whenever there is 0 in the denominator, it is said to be not defined. Such a number is said to be not defined. So here minus 15 by 0 is because of 0 in the denominator, it is not defined. Therefore, we can say that the rational numbers are not closed under division. Just because of 0, there is in general property that any two rational numbers, if you take A and B and you divide A divided by B, then it is not a rational number. This rule is because of 0. If we exclude 0, then the collection of all other rational number is closed under division. But just because of 0, the denominator, as you can see, has become 0, and in such cases it is called not defined. Therefore, a closure property does not work on division between rational numbers. We have already seen the closure property. Now we are going to see the second property, commutative property. And I have taken an example of addition. Take a rational number 3 by 8. I have added another rational number minus 5 by 7. I have taken the LCM and I got the result minus 19 by 56, as you can see on the screen. Now we are going to find whether the commutative property works on it. What means commutative property? Now I will take the rational number of minus 5 by 7 in the first position and 3 by 8 in the second position. I am changing the order of the two rational numbers. On changing the order, I am finding the LCM and you can see I get the same result minus 19 by 56. Both in the red you can see the results are same. So two rational numbers can be are added in any order. That is commutative property. That we can add any two rational numbers in any order. You can take 3 by 8 in the first place or 3 by 8 in the second place. So we can say that addition is commutative for rational numbers. That is for any two rational numbers. You can change the order. On changing the order, the result will be the same. But this works only for addition. Now we are going to see whether it is working for subtraction and other operations in further slides. We saw that addition is commutative for rational numbers. Now we are going to find out whether subtraction is commutative for rational numbers or not. For that, let us take an example. Here I have taken two rational numbers 3 by 8 and minus 5 by 7 and I am going to operate subtraction between them. As you can see that I have taken the LCM and the final answer is 61 by 56. Now we will change the order of these two rational numbers. It means minus 5 by 7 will come in the first place and 3 by 8 will go in the second place. And same operation of subtraction will be carried out between them. Again, we took the LCM and the answer has differed. See, it is minus 61 by 56. You get a different answer, a different rational number. So the both rational numbers are not same. It means subtraction is not commutative for rational numbers. Find out whether multiplication is commutative on rational numbers. For that, I have taken an example. Here you can see I have taken 3 by 8 as the first rational number and minus 5 by 7 as the second rational number. When I took its product, I got minus 15 by 56. Now I'm going to change the order of these two rational numbers. You will see that I'll take minus 5 by 7 in the first place and then multiply it by 3 by 8. Again, I get the same result minus 15 by 56, which is in the red. It means that on changing the order of the rational numbers, it has no effect on the answer. You get the same answer. It means multiplication is commutative for rational numbers. When we change the order of the rational numbers in multiplication, we get the same answer. So we can see that multiplication is commutative for rational numbers. See whether the operation division is commutative for rational numbers. Let us take an example and see whether it is commutative or not. Here you can see I have taken first rational number 3 by 8, divided it by the second rational number minus 5 by 7. In the second rational number will be reciprocated. So we get 7 upon minus 5 on taking the reciprocal of the second rational number. The result is 21 by 40. Now I have changed the order of the rational numbers. I take minus 5 by 7 in the first place and 3 by 8 in the second place. So I'll take the reciprocal of 3 by 8 and I got 8 by 3. The result is minus 40 by 21. As you can see, the result of first and the second division is not the same. Therefore, division is not commutative for rational numbers. Third property, associativity, and we will see whether addition is associative for rational numbers. Here in the example, we have to take three rational numbers and we are going to add the ones in the curly bracket. They will be added first. You can see it is encircled. These two numbers will be added first, and by adding these two numbers, I get the result minus 14 by 8. Yes, this is also encircled. As you can see, minus 2 by 3 is outside, so it will remain as it is. And the result is minus 58 by 24. Now I am going to see that I'll change the curly bracket. Now the curly bracket will be between the first two rational numbers. And minus 5 by 2 will be outside the curly bracket. You can see that minus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 are in the curly bracket and minus 5 by 2 is outside the curly bracket. As the result you get by adding the numbers in the curly bracket, you can see it is encircled. These two numbers are to be added first, and by adding these two numbers you have to take the LCM, you will get 1 by 12 and minus 5 by 2 is outside the bracket. Later you will add 1 by 12 and minus 5 by 2, you get the result minus 58 by 24. In both the cases you are getting the same result, which is in the red. Therefore addition is associative for rational numbers. In general you have to take three numbers A, B and C. Then A plus B plus C is in the bracket and the result will be equal to A plus B in the bracket and C outside the bracket. Both the results will be same. Here we are changing the position of the bracket. In the first place we are taking bracket between B and C, and in the second part we are taking the bracket between A and B. This law is called associativity. What is the difference between commutativity and associativity? In commutativity you see two numbers, two rational numbers, whereas in associativity you see three rational numbers. So this is the main difference between the two properties. Now we are going to take the operation subtraction and see whether subtraction is associative for rational numbers or not. As you can see over here, we are going to take the rational numbers in the bracket first, which are those two, 3 by 4 and minus 5 by 2. When I operate subtraction between these two rational numbers, I get minus 26 by 8. Minus 2 by 3 will remain outside the bracket. After you get 26 by 8, then only you have to carry out the operation between minus 2 by 3 and 26 by 8. Take the LCM and subtract, you get 94 by 24. Now you see that I have changed the curly bracket. Now the curly bracket is in between minus 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. The result of these two Subtraction is minus 17 by 12. Minus 5 by 2 is outside the curly bracket. After you get minus 17 by 12, then you carry out operation subtraction between these two and you will get 26 by 24. As you can see, 94 by 24 is different result from 26 by 24. So both the rational numbers are different. It means subtraction is not associative for rational numbers. In general, if we take any three rational numbers A, B and C, A minus B minus C is not equal to, how you get it's not equal to, because you see in the example 94 by 24 is not equal to 26 by 24. Therefore, it is not equal to A minus B minus C. So subtraction is not associative for rational numbers. Now we are going to see that associativity works on multiplication or not, or we can say we are going to see that multiplication is associative for rational numbers or it is not. First, we'll take the two numbers in the curly bracket and multiply them. The result is minus 15 by 8. Minus 2 by 3 is outside the curly bracket, and so we will multiply it after we get minus 15 by 8. Minus 15 by 8 into minus 2 by 3 is 30 by 24, because minus into minus is plus. Now I am going to change the position of the curly bracket. The curly bracket will be taken between the first two numbers. First two rational numbers, which are they? Minus 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. So here you see the curly bracket has changed its position. Now it is in between first two rational number. It means they will be multiplied first, and the result is minus 6 by 12. Later you will multiply it by minus 5 by 2. After that you will multiply it by minus 5 by 2. You get 30 by 24. In both the cases you get the same result. Therefore, what do we conclude? Yes, guess what is the conclusion? You are getting the same result in both the cases. Yes, multiplication is associative for rational numbers. In general, if this in your associativity, I told you there are three rational numbers A, B and C. So in general, when you multiply B into C first and then multiply by A, the result will be equal to the multiplication in the bracket of A into B and then finally into C. So the result of both the cases will be same, as you can see in the red by the example. It means multiplication is associative for rational numbers. Now we are going to see whether division is associative for rational numbers or not. Now here you can see that there are, as usual, three rational numbers. We are going to first divide the ones in the curly bracket. So you see, on dividing these two numbers, we got the result 3 upon minus 10. Then after that, we will divide minus 2 by 3 divided by 3 upon minus 10. We are going to take the reciprocal of 3 upon minus 10 and we get the final answer 20 upon 9. Mind well, in the second division, wherever we divide, the second number will be taken as its reciprocal. You have to take the reciprocal of the second number. Now in the second case, you are seeing that I have changed the position of the curly bracket. The curly bracket is between the first two numbers. You divide them, you get minus 8 by 9. Then after that, you will divide by minus 5 by 2. When you divide by minus 5 by 2, take the reciprocal of minus 5 by 2 and you will get the final answer 16 by 45. 16 by 45. In both the cases, you see that they are different results. When I change the position of the curly bracket, the results were different. It means division is not associative for rational numbers. In general, if you take the three rational numbers A, B and C, A divided by B divided by C in the bracket will not be equal to A divided by B in the bracket divided by C. As you can see from the example, the results are different. It means division is not associative for rational numbers. Now we are moving to the last property, distributive property for rational numbers. In this example, you are going to see the distributivity of multiplication over addition. Addition is taken in the curly bracket. You add the numbers in the curly bracket, you get minus 14 by 8. Then you multiply them by minus 2 by 3, you get 28 by 24. When you simplify them, you get 7 by 6. The first thing you have to do is to add the numbers in the curly bracket. Now, in the second case, you will distribute minus 2 by 3 on both 3 by 4 and minus 5 by 2. How is this going to happen? We will see further. Here it comes. First you multiply minus 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. Again you multiply minus 2 by 3 by 5 minus 5 by 2. And operate this addition in between them. This is the addition. That is why the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So over addition we are doing, it means addition is in this place. The curly brackets are on the both sides of addition. Okay, then when you multiply, you get minus 6 by 12 over here, and then you get minus 2 into minus 5, 10 by 6. So when you add these two numbers, you get 7 by 6. In both the cases, you are getting the same results. Therefore, rational numbers follow distribution of multiplication over addition. In general, if you take the three rational numbers a, b and c, a multiplied by b plus c in the bracket. Now first you multiply a by b over here, then you multiply a by c, and in between you add them. That is why it is called multiplication over addition for rational numbers. And the answers or the results in both the cases will be the same, as you can see in the example. 7 by 6 you are getting in both the cases. So the law of distribution works for rational numbers. Now we are going to see the distribution of multiplication over subtraction for rational numbers. In the previous slide, we saw the distribution of multiplication over addition. Now we are going to see it over subtraction. The same process is repeated, and I will say you that in both the cases you get the same result. Therefore, rational numbers follow distribution of multiplication over subtraction also. In general, a into b minus c. Now you multiply a into b as you have done here, and we got minus 6 by 12. Then subtract, here is the subtraction, and then again multiply a by c. You see this is a, which is coming 2 times, and you are multiplying it by c. This is your c, and you get a result minus 10 by 6, and finally you get the same result minus 13 by 6 in both the case. Therefore, both the operations are equal. That is why rational numbers follow distribution of multiplication over subtraction also. Here we are going to see the rule of 1. If we multiply a rational number by 1, we get the same rational number. As you see, minus 3 by 7 is multiplied by 1, we get minus 3 by 7. Rule of negative in a rational number. If 2 by 3 is the rational number and we add it by its negative, what is the negative of 2 by 3? Minus 2 by 3. So, negative of 2 is minus 2. So, 2 plus minus 2 you get 0. 0 by 3 is 0. So, when you add a rational number with its negative, the result is 0. In general, if we add a rational number with its negative, the result is 0. Or we can say that a by b is the additive inverse of minus a by b, or minus a by b is additive inverse of a by b. So both of them are called additive inverse of each other when the result is 0. Now here we are going to see what is the reciprocal of a rational number. Here you can see minus 5 upon 7, and then I have taken this reciprocal of this rational number will be 7 upon minus 5. You can see we cut both minus 5 into minus 5 and 7 to 7 we get the result 1. So when we take the product of a rational number and its reciprocal, then we get the result 1. That time the second number or minus 5 by 7 is called the reciprocal of 7 upon minus 5, or vice versa. 7 upon minus 5 is called the reciprocal of minus 5 by 7. Both are called each other's reciprocal. A by B into C by D is 1. Hence A by B is reciprocal of C by D. I have an assignment for you. You please read the questions properly, take a paper and pen, answer the questions, and then only you see the next slide in which I have given the solution of these two questions. The solution of the first question. See how many of you got right all the questions, then very good. If not all the questions, please try again and answer them correctly. This is the solution of the next question, which is filling the blanks. Here also you see how many of you got all the answers correct, then very good. If not, you try again. All the best and try and practice maths.